Hello, 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 and welcome back to another stream. I was supposed to stream 2 days ago, but I've been a bit distracted with some things. But nevertheless, I'm back at it again, and I think the music's a little bit too loud. Let me just turn that down a bit. Yeah, it should be fine. Hopefully it will be fine. Anyway, I was supposed to do another PGR stream a couple of days ago, but here I am. Since the new event is coming up in 6 days, yes, you do need to do that, DJ, and welcome to the stream, DJ. Well, you're certainly got a lot going on. I've got tons of black cards, so I'm good for the future, for the next event. Now, I need to be getting up the story. I haven't streamed the last 2 weeks around this time, but hey, I'm here now, and I'm planning to stream in the next 5 days to finish off the story before the next event. So essentially pretty much making up the time I've missed out with the 2 weeks, so I haven't been streaming this time. And who knows, I might become a professional streamer at this rate. I've got my alerts, now I just need an intro sequence, and it'll be good to go. Anyway, it is I, Sebi199, Tolinon MIKU. I'm here today to give you a story. Just sit back, relax, get a cup of tea or a coffee, maybe even get a biscuit or a cake, and we'll continue going down to the depths of the story. As if standing in front of an infinite blacklit mirrors, each mirror reflects a helpless and confused self. One knows that nothing can be grasped, but one still tries in vain. Like a moth chasing after a flame, never reaching the destination it tends to. The well-government United Army, the 3rd Artillery Regiment, the Consonant Company including Captain LeBron, a total of 127 fearless warriors. Your sacrifice will be remembered, and will carry on the road you paved on for us, until the day we claim back our homeland. May you rest in peace, humanity's children. Deafening salutes and gunshots fill the air. A string in her chest tightens with each gunshot. She got first again. Is she some on Langston or Dodd? Tisk. Those two are both geniuses, heroes who command elite squads of battle. How could a nerd who only knows about exams be compared to them? Do you know why she's the chief? Because she's from the LeBron family. That famous military family from the Golden Age. The higher-ups want her in the HQ, that's why. Really? And the Air Force allows this? But I heard she's not going to work in the HQ, but as a commandant. That's what my friend said. His dad works in intelligence, so I bet it's true, but even as a commander, do you seriously think she's going to fight on the front line? The string tightens. With your results, the Academy thinks working with the General Staff directly under HQ is your best choice. Also, even though it's unconventional, the Control Court and the higher-ups of Judicial Court have expressed an interest in you. But you seem determined to go through with your decision. If you insist, then the Academy will respect your decision. Titans. Lastly, the Empress Military College grants Sika LeBron the title of Chief. Young people, we hope that you will carry on the will of our heroes and become the cornerstones of our future. Titans. Front line has collapsed. Abandon the scouts and vanguard. Tighten the battle line. We can only prevail if we straighten our defenses against this wave of attack. Those people are as good as dead. Are you telling more people going to die? What's the point in remembering all those battle tactics? You really think the battlefield is just like your textbooks say? Titans. So, you're the new chief. I'll just call you Miss Top Student, to not confuse you with the others. Objectively speaking, it is not entirely your fault that the casualty numbers were higher than expected. Our first priority is to protect this land, as since they were more corrupted than expected, it makes sense to send out some unlucky souls to fill the gaps. But what was it with the pathetic attitude of yours? Was it necessary to look that miserable just because a few more constructs died? You can't even get your priorities straight. I don't understand how the HQ thinks you're fit to be a commander in the first place. I don't need someone who can't command their subordinates properly on the front lines. Summarize today's battle report and then take your pathetic little squad to the benches. Go be friends with the medics or something. I don't care. Always tightening. And then, I thought all FOS chiefs were outstanding, but looks like there were exceptions. The General Staff is disbanding the squad. It's the end of the line. Tightened string snaps. Only wandering on this endless path, and there's a cat at my door. I'm in the middle of a story. Felines. So troublesome. Only revolving around an unknown light. Since when? Mechanically and numbly marching forward, considering it is as her responsibility. When she finally comes to her senses, she can hardly even remember the reason that led to her confusion in the first place. I think having a dream is a wonderful thing. No matter how hard to achieve or how childish the dream is, no matter the inevitable failures one will face on this path and the non-existent results that await one, even then, I think these idiots who worked hard toward these unrealistic goals shine the brightest of all. Zinka, still half asleep, are you? To think someone can sleep through all this noise when we're entering the atmosphere. Fragments of conversation enter the ears of the slumbering soul, stimulating her consciousness. Right after the ship shakes roughly enough to give a huge centrifuge force, waking up her immediately. What? Oh, you're awake, Zinka. Huh? What? Wait, I fell asleep? When? Have we already reached our destination? Embarrassed by her little slip-up so early in the mission, Zinka frantically looks around. If it weren't for the seatbelt restraining her to the seat, she would have fallen right off. Relax. There's still 1 hour till landing. We just encountered some cumulus clouds, so we had to climb a bit. We still haven't gotten to the troposphere yet. Did you pull an all-nighter last night? You could take this chance to catch up on some sleep. No, I did to organize the mission information. If I rest now, then it would be pointless. And I know it's a bit late, but let's go over the mission details. Zinka shakes her head to keep herself awake. She unbuckles her seatbelt and makes her way toward the tactical terminal, pulling all sorts of information she has gathered in the past few days. Unknown City 001. It was named Costelia in the Golden Age. Based on the word constellation, the chief designer was MIKU Vasari. He was an important member of the WGAA back in the Golden Age and a renowned architect. Constella's construction was ceased due to the outbreak of the punishing virus, and MIKU himself had passed away due to the illness the year before the outbreak. Constella has been rediscovered by Babylonia, and it's estimated that 20% of the original design has been deconstructed. Even then, it's quite a sight. If our speculation is correct, then this city is being maintained by an abnormal mechanoid, then we have to be prepared for a fight. Although it's not the corrupted, we cannot underestimate the threat of this mission. Then I can put this to good use. Alan nods with some thought, then proceeds to pull out a storage box from hidden space under the tactical terminal. After entering the password, the box opens with a click as the slumber and dried ice dissipates. That's high-frequency electric knives against the corrupted, wide-area electromagnetic stun grenade, tactical pistol for commandants, multi-purpose grenade launcher, special ammo, and all kinds of tactical equipment. How did you get your hands on these? Aren't these the latest trial weapons from the Science Council? I do think our squad's weapon critic could get those. Let's just say, I know someone in the WGAA who has links to the weapon development department. The people at the Science Council said that as long as we're willing to pay a slight trial fee, they will lend us these. After all, they do want data on these weapons in actual combat. The power of money. But why go through all the trouble? Well, this is our first mission as a team, so of course we should be more prepared. And I know you care about this mission very much, Zinka. How can I not do my part as captain when our commander is working so hard? There are a lot of weapons for commanders here. Take your pick, Zinka.
Ayla gestures toward the weapons, just like the witch who led Hansel and Gretel into the candy house, telling them the candy has all theirs to eat.
There are a lot of weapons that mean it's better. We also have to consider the probability. Zinka quickly shakes her hands, but her gaze is captured by something else in the box. Oh. I can hear you gulping from here. The new CI charge pistol, the 7th generation as well. We're still using the 6th generation back in the OS. Oh. There are more add-ons to choose from now on. The safety's been moved here?
Trojan helplessly glances at Sika, whose attention is completely occupied by the new weapons in front of her. Trojan then shoots a suspicious gaze over at Ayla, who had just casually pulled out all these weapons.
I thought the WGA consisted of peace-loving, harmless artists. From how your frame is constructed, it seems that someone there is very familiar with construct technology. People join the WGA because they like art, but apart from that, everyone has their own story. The WGA has also welcomed you too if you ever discover your passion for art.
Trojan chuckles at Ayla's invitation and starts to pick up a suitable weapon from the present box.
This frame's exclusive weapon should be made by Physalis. I can't imagine her just sharing her desires. Looks like even Corona's RDG succumbed to our captain's charming personality. And this is a specialized arrowhead for compound mechanical bows. Is it just prepared for our 4th member whom we have yet to meet? Oh, you mean Lena?
Squads in the task force usually consist of 4 members. Iris, Wildblood is no exception. Other than Ayla and Trojan, Lena is the last temporary member of the team.
I remember Chairman Allen mentioning that she used to be in Carabao. Yes, that was about a year ago. Due to Carabao's unique status, their member details are highly confidential, so that's all we know. After withdrawing from Caribou, she has been carrying out missions alone on the surface, rarely returning to Babylonia, and because HQ never updated her personal profile, even I don't know what she looks like. As she's already on the surface due to other reasons, she has requested to meet us at the destination of this mission, Costello instead. A former Caribou member. HQ really wasn't kidding when forming this squad. I don't think I don't know your credentials that pale comparison to theirs, Trojan. You've been serving W since the Arcadia evacuation, if I recall correctly. If we're only talking about service time, then similar to the current captain of the Purifying Force, but she's still fighting on the front lines not too long ago. She's way stronger than me. Due to the sequela of the mind damage from previous missions, I am no longer suitable to fight on the front lines. What kind of mission can lead to such serious injuries? Your resume also didn't say which squad you served. I don't know. I can't even remember that. As for squads, just as Caribou, if you can't find anything, it's best you don't know. Just like how there's always 1 or 2 members with a mysterious past on teams who save everyone at crucial moments with mysterious powers no one knows about. Where do you learn that weird knowledge? If a time like that ever comes, run
Don't count on me to be able to save us all. Ah, are you not one of those hot-headed characters who would lunge at the final boss when it appears too early in the prologue while yelling, "Looks like I have to do everything here," at the aspiring heroes and helping them get away? No. Or are you one of those who look like experienced seniors on the side of justice, but are actually a double agent who works for the final boss and has planned to fake their death in an opponent battle, where they would later assume a false identity and go against the protagonist? I have to say you're quite imaginative, and neither of those scenarios sound like a good ending for me. This sounds more dramatic if our story is a novel or a movie. Dramatic plot, a complex character relationship have always been what captivates readers and the audience. If you say so. Anyway, we should focus on the mission first. Not being able to follow Ayla's train of thought, Trojan decides to direct the conversations back to the mission. We are almost above our destination. And Trojan's reminder, the three of them walk over to the window and look out. Bursting out of the clouds, the transport craft suddenly descends into the troposphere. The three start to catch glimpses of Castilla through the window. The last man-made city of the Golden Age. Hints of the nervousness could be heard from Singer's voice. This is her first mission after her original squad was disbanded, as she does not want this mission to be a failure either. Don't worry. Captivated by the soft whispers by her ear, she turns to look at Ayla, who's quietly staring out of the window. Those words of comfort were so soft, they were never spoken at all. Placing her hand on the window, Ayla stares at the mirage of a city, like a seasoned avenger who finally found the new world. A question pops up in Zinka's mind. What is the cause of this expression on her face? But this is swept away by the engines roaring as they land. Alright, I wonder what awaits us. Avengers are marching to a new world. Even when they step foot on the ground, the sight in front of them still seems unreal. What surrounds the city is a bunch of ruins, just as the intel Babylonia had stated. Originally, Godzilla was supposed to stretch on for tens of thousands of square kilometers, a square as large as Kulong. The numbered cities from the post-pandemic age are like children's sandcastles in comparison, but the unattained glory of the past is merely unachievable fantasy to current humans. Constella, a shooting star that graced humanity at the end of the Golden Age, has long disappeared from the pages of history with the outbreak of the punishing virus. But now, though it may be small, a miracle has happened without people noticing. As if time reversal magic has been cast on the city, the further into the ruins they go, the more orderly the surroundings become. Until the point they reach an invisible line that separates the areas. As they cross the line, all the weeds and trash on the ground are replaced by neatly planned roads, crumbled buildings with battered walls, and brand new skyscrapers. It is as if this city is alive and hidden in the wilderness. Yet, the most surprising part is now out of place the city is the strange tower standing in the center of all of this contradiction. Oh, windmill? The huge blades of the tower spin slowly like a vortex, projecting in the eyes of the visitors. I've only seen the fake outlines of it in the images. It's more than I imagined. If one is to judge purely based on visual impact, the Hedrick Tower made of the punishing virus would have won, yet the window in the distance excludes solemnity and beauty. I know that Golden Age cities tend to favor exaggerated, exaggerated, exaggerated. How can I not say the word? Exaggerated. 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 Over exaggerated landmarks, but a windmill is first for me. When we talk about windmills, oh, you're thinking of Don Quixote, right? That is seen to be a famous knight. Oh, I know this story. It's a Spanish story. Don. I don't know how to pronounce that in a Spanish accent. Kyoto? Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that in a Spanish accent. Giotti mistook a windmill to be a giant, charged at it with his spear, only crashed into a wall again and again. It doesn't seem possible just from the synopsis. What was their intention to make a most eye-catching building in a city like that? That, I don't know. You're not even going to try to explain it? There are 1,000 hamlets if there are 1,000 readers. My interpretation may not be what the designer had intended. We just got here, and there's a limit to the information we can gather by just looking at the tower. This kind of tall buildings are usually used as electromagnetic wave towers, according to Babylonia. The only reason why we were not able to detect the city earlier is because the tower was sending out deceiving signals. That windmill may be some sort of huge electromagnetic interference device. It also functions as a central purification for looking at the low punishing virus concentration here. If the windmill is the center of the city, then we should be able to find answers there. Not technically, right? But it's not so simple. Turning toward the direction of the voice, they see a construct with a short, lilac hair walking over. Are you members of Iris Warbler? You're half an hour late. Does none of you own a working watch? You're Lena, Ayla, Sinka, and Trojan. Oh, cat. Jeez, the cat sure loves to interrupt my reading. Ah, trying to read here, cat. She does not answer Ayla's questions. Instead, she quickly inspects the members of the squad. I already know about you and Iris Warbler, so we can skip the introductions. I will be joining this mission as a reserve member. Pleasure to be working with you. She gives an expressionless nod, not showing a bit of pleasure on her face. Welcome to the squad. Ayla smiles as usual and reaches out her hand. Facing the palm waiting her, Lena purses her lips and briefly shakes Ayla's hand before quickly withdrawing her hand. Enough of the introductions. Let's get to the main event. Let me show you with some intel I gathered on the city. Have you already started exploring the city? Yes. I am a construct built for recon work, and I have been here for a few days already, so I took the opportunity to investigate this city a bit. After comparing my intel with Babylonia's, let me answer some queries you may have first. To start off with, how this city came to be, as the general staff had suspected. This city is indeed currently maintained by mechanoids, and according to my observation, their AI levels have exceeded their original threshold. That really is like the orphanage. Not quite. In most areas, the mechanoids are not aggressive towards outsiders. Their behavior pattern is a bit unique, at least to me it's a bit incomprehensible. But based on my observations, there's nothing of interest in the outer parts. It may look glamorous, but there's nothing but empty shells inside. It may sound confusing if you can't see it, so let's do as Ayla suggested and head toward the center first. I'll lead the way. Under Lena's lead, Iris Warbler sets for the windmill by walking along the main road. Ayla suggests a short break as they reach a plaza near the windmill. They're almost at the core of Costa Stella, and they have yet to encounter a single mechanoid up to this point, but the spinning windmill, the flashing building lights, and the irregularly changing signal lights are signifying that this city is currently operating due to some unknown existence. Some things just feels off. As the only one out of the four who's actually lived in the Golden Age, Trojan's sighs are the clean streets and endless lines of buildings. Different from Babylonia, which is heaven for any chosen view, Earth used to be covered in bustling cities, could house millions of people. Did people of the Golden Age live in places like this? Not all of them, but at least when I was born, more than 90% of human settlements have been highly urbanized. Although not all cities were as grand as this one, they were definitely better than our conservation areas nowadays, with no problems supporting the daily lives of its citizens. Oh, may need to adjust the audio a bit. Alright. Most of the production processes was carried out by machines. Humans were free to live their dreams. The Renaissance, the Age of Enlightenment, the Industrial Revolution, the flower of civilization was able to bloom thanks to hundreds of years of history. And that is the Golden Age. What we see now is just the tip of the iceberg. Yet, the outbreak of the Piracy virus was able to destroy all of that within decades. How ironic. Sadly, that is also true. Humans nowadays can only try to comprehend the knowledge of the Golden Age through images, books, even the professionals. At the WGA, there's always a barrier when trying to understand the thoughts and concepts back then. Even when humans went against the punishing virus and rebuilding their civilization, then there can never be another Golden Age. However, ever since the Hedgehog Tower was reversed, it is rumored that Babylon is planning to reconstruction of the surface. The discovery of the constellation at this point is too much of a coincidence. This area has always been a dead zone. How were Magnoids able to rebuild a city without being infected? Let's put the question aside for a moment. If Magnoids only wanted to secure their living space, there's no need to preserve this area to perfection like this. Trying their best to preserve these ruins from the past is not because of nostalgia. Isn't the goal of our mission to find that out? Lena removes herself from the others, staring blankly into distance. By the way, why did you join this squad? With your qualifications, you could have joined any squad you fancied. Are you secretly an art love? That's my choice. Doesn't concern you. Ah, not even gonna satiate my curiosity for a bit? You're the one talking, Trojan. I hate people who pretend to be mysterious. Since we're teammates, I had thought I'd be able to know more about the task force from you guys. My frame data and non-confidential qualifications are all listed on the squad list. The other parts do not concern you. They're irrelevant to the mission. I wish to decrease the frequency of small talk for a squad, not a tourist group. So cold. As Ellen and the others were chatting away, Singer had been trying to reestablish contact with the HQ from her personal terminal. It's no use. It just won't connect. It's not gonna work. I've already tried it. The city's using some unique interference that blocks all electromagnetic signals from outside. All normal long-distance communication devices are useless here. But our short-distance comms within the squad are not to be affected. We can also locate each other through mind connection. Right, about the abnormal mechnoid in the city. I have a few pictures. It should be clearer than the ones Babylonia has. Let me send them to you. Oh, guess there's no need. Lena looks towards the corner of the street. Create. Great. Create. After finish creating, before Matissa, my work is 100 times better than his. The Mechnoid passes through the streets without noticing the four of them in the plaza. Is that the abnormal Mechnoid mentioned in the report? Since he's here, why don't we follow him in as part of our investigations? You're right. We should record his behavioral patterns. Imagine calling a robot a he. The Magnoid finally stops in front of the city wall. The wall is already covered in all kinds of colors and shapes. He activates the spray paint module and connected to his arm splatters new colors on these rainbow walls. As long as I can cover this wall with my colors, then Area B2 will belong to us, the fantastical mechanical impressionists. Those damn surrealists, mechanical valvists, thinking they could surpass me in an understanding of colors by using new palette modules? What a joke. I, the great Basil, will not permit that. A bit the color here, then edit this part. Fantastical mechanical impressionists will reclaim the city, while you cowards are too scared to come out. Ha 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 ha. That laugh sounds so evil. Is that really something a Mechanoid can generate? In the corner, the members of Iris were observing this Mechanoid who calls himself Basil. Basili. And is he painting? Wondrous, isn't it? A lot of Mechanoids here do that. Did you notice that these incomprehensible ads and graffiti when we were walking on the streets, those are all their masterpieces? These Mechanoids seem to possess a deep obsession with art. They even have different factions who occupy different areas of the city. Mechanoids obsessed with art. Would it be similar to Nozzle from whom Grey Raven found before? I remember Nozzle was kept by the WGA for research after Grey Raven retrieved him. Do you know anything, Ayla? Ayla? Oh, hang on. Just as Sinka turns to ask Ayla for her opinions, Ayla has already stepped out of her hiding place. The pink-haired construct storms toward the dueling Basili, her eyes filled with rage that could melt even still. I can't stand this anymore. Ayla raises her fist and shouts toward the Mechanoid. Hey you! What do you think you're doing? What? Stunned by Ayla's sudden outburst, Basile frantically tries to scurry away without a specific direction in mind. He ends up crashing into the wall with a bang and falling over as he loses his balance. The whole scene is quite comedic. This wall was originally covered with someone else's art, was it not? How could you ruin others' work without permission? I don't know what kind of ideals war you have to go on, or if it's a personal grudge. But if you can't pay the minimal respect toward other creators, then don't expect others to respect your work. I'm sorry. Don't take me away. I don't want to be dissembled. Eh? Lynn is dumbfounded by Ayla's actions. Is this what they call the rage of artists? This is the first time I've seen Ayla so angry. Either way, let's go. What should I do? Cervantes was right. Cicely a month above gone, and now me. You really have gave him a fright, Ayla? Huh? Eh? Was I too aggressive? After Ayla comes out, she looks at the trembling Basil, realizing that she went a bit overboard. She scratches her head apologetically. But if we don't properly educate him on his behavior, he won't notice his mistake. Parts dissembling, so I still haven't revived fantastical mechanical impressionism, yet my end is here. So different from how he was before. But isn't he overacting a bit? I didn't say anything that scary. We're not gonna do anything to you. Really? Are you not constructs of Babylonia? The ones to bring us back and dissect us for research? We are from Babylonia, but we wouldn't do anything like that without reason. No. Since he's abnormal magneticity, this isn't our responsibility to assemble back to the Science Council. Trojan, stop teasing him like that. At least for now, we just want to find out more about the city. But he did mention other Mechnoids being abducted. I think that's not a lie. If these Mechnoids are trying to avoid being captured by someone, then what we saw before makes sense. Are there other teams here carrying out missions other than us? If that's the case, HQ would have notified us. And the Mechnoid he referred to as Cervantes, he seemed to know that Babylonia was going to send someone over. Well, to be fair, we were invited over. You're Brazili, right? Who is this Cervantes you speak of? What is it about Babylonia abducting Mechnoids? If you answer our questions truthfully, we'll let you go. And then kneels down and smiles at Basili. Cervantes is our spiritual leader. We followed him here and rebuilt the Madden city to how it is now. Us Mechnoids, we want to learn more about the art left behind by the sage, have turned the city into our base. We want to recreate the emotions that the sage had inspired in us. But Cervantes never joins us. He's always in his museums in the tower left behind from the Golden Age. 2 months ago, he suddenly announced that people from Babylonia would be coming to this city. They told us to hide. He even went as far as to ask us to leave the city. But the streets are our battlefield. If we don't occupy it, it will be occupied by those harassed mechanical valvists and multi-dimensional mechanical cubists. Us fantastical mechanical impressionists are the originals and most traditional. We cannot lose to those who came after. So Sicily and Monot did not heed. Didn't heed Cervantes' warning, and they were never seen again after coming out to the streets. Cervantes. Looks like he's the Mechnoid we're looking for. But 2 months ago. But Babylonia still hadn't found out about the existence of Castilian yet 2 months ago. Looks like the situation is more complicated than we think. Would Ascendants have pretended to be constructs from Babylonia with the effect of the Hydro Tower? They would look like normal constructs if they suppressed the punishing virus within them. We cannot rule out that possibility. 2 months ago, someone from Babylonia. Whalestone Signal? Selena? No, you wouldn't do something like this. I'm sure you wouldn't. Lena, have you been to the museums Brasilia mentioned? No, I've only investigated the parameters, but the museum's surrounding the windmill, so if we want to get to the windmill, we would pass the museums. Looks like we got the clear objective and route now. Let's go. The 4 of them replan their route. Just as they're about to leave, Ayla stops. She turns to look at the wall covered in graffiti of curious shapes and symbols. Brazilian has already stood up, and he gazes into Ayla. He starts to tremble again. Ayla just smiles at him. Art created by Mechnoids, huh? I would love to understand more in depth if possible. About the difference in the factions you mentioned and why they fight with one another. And the art of the sage you worship so much. Please, tell us more about you guys if we do meet again. But before that, remember to properly apologize to the artist of this painting. Got it? Of course. Well then, goodbye. Alright, since the sushi doesn't look that good, you should get back to somewhere safe. We'll keep an eye out for your missing friends. And once this is all over, you can have a proper showdown against the other factions. If you're going to win, might as well do it with style. Alice signs Brasilia a V sign with her fingers, signaling victory and peace before rejoining her teammates. Brasilia stares after Ayla, lost in thought, as she disappears on the horizon. For some reason, he is reminded of a wanderer that met not long ago. Art by Mechnoids? I'm really interested in your creations. Can you tell me more about you guys? Composition 8. The extension of the red carpet stops at a shut door. This museum is the uttermost one among all. Iron's Warbler has reached here without a problem. From the decorations, sculptures, and words on the outside, it no doubt screams welcome to all passerbys. But paired with deafening silence, it makes the whole scene a bit eerie. Looks like it's not just somewhere one passes to get to the windmills. It is worth investigating. And so the three constructs look over at Zinka. Let's investigate it then. Raja. Not wasting a second, Ella makes her way over to the control panel and wakes up the system. It was not as hard as she imagined. The door to the museum opened a few clicks of a button. Now for the final question. Who should be the vanguard in this limited space? Looking at Sinka, who's deep in thought, Trojan steps forward. Even though she keeps insisting she isn't at her prime anymore, she's still a tank. Leave it to me. Alice shouts passionately as she enters the museum. Lena and Trojan glance at each other until the latter shrugs. Since she has a new frame, then let her lead. It is a good chance to observe firsthand what Kaleido can do. Of course I'm starting from the beginning. These are very scandalous shots. Alright. Allow me. This way, please. Constella Central Museum Hall. An art museum built by Magnoids. What will show up in the hall? Please bear with me one moment. Here is an overview of the art museum. Please follow this order and start your tour. Cranium data. Rosetta. Displaying detailed information about the Arctic Road Union Hall. An economic union formed by trading ports around the Arctic Circle, one of the biggest four economic entities in the Golden Age. And the other four would be Adalik, Kulong. What would be the fourth one? The Arctic Root Union. Ah, I already missed the strong alcohol flavored electrolyte. Creating data. Kulong. Lady Shoe. Displaying detailed information about the Kulong Hall. Original commercial organization in the Golden Age in the coastal cities of East Asia's well-developed trade shipbuilding businesses in Akura Air-class armed dreadnought Naita. It's one of the biggest four economic entities in the world. It's Kulong. It's been several times after Naita. It goes during the Golden Age. Sovereignty of Kulong. Finally, a little bit of lore. Displaying about the Forest Park Hall. Peaceful and quiet Forest Park, one of the famous Golden tourist spots. And now it's nothing left. You recognize this place? This doesn't ring a bell for me. Spying about the hole. Encrypted data. Thought they were gonna be mentioning something about Adalic. Data encryption? This is a bug. This seems smart. Please browse only the designated areas. Please browse only. Well. Get ready for battle. No, I'm gonna fight against the muscle androids. Oh. Alright, done. Alright, let's go. Oh, I cannot read this dialogue when I'm in combat. Let's go. Let's go. Did they change the size of it? Smash. The lobby alarm is still not disarmed. The mechanoid statues continue to attack toward Iris Wobbler. The statue movements are not complex, but they have the advantage in numbers. No matter how many they defeat, there are always new ones that appear out of nowhere to replace them. Zinka cannot predict where the next batch of enemies will strike next, and since Iris Wobbler is still a new team, their corruption is far more flawless. If they continue on like this, it's just a matter of time before the mechanic statues break through their defenses. They keep coming. The bullets rampantly fired from a tactical piece hit one of the weak joints of the statues. Zinka was the best shooter in her class, but no matter how accurately she shoots now, still cannot make up the disadvantage of armor. She has to shoot half of her magazine before the mechanoid statue ceases its movements. The usefulness of a commander in this level of battlefield is limited. Get up behind me. We will be in trouble if you get hurt. The ally arrow soars through the air and pierces through the few statues in front of Zinka with force. This isn't ending anytime soon. We need to find a way to make them stop. Sparks fly from the Bleam Blade and heavily Tofars as they hit the statues. Ella and Trojan has been bearing most of the burden as vanguards. Ella can still manage with her new frame, but the sequel of mind damage is starting to show for Trojan as time goes on. We promptly activated the security system and resumed. If we were talking about the Golden Age formats, then these security statues are most probably remotely linked to the system. Thanks for the info, but what's the point? The point is, if we can hack the firewall of the museum and shut off the alarm, then the statues won't move anymore. And does anyone here have a frame that has hacking functions? Heads up, not me. I may have the same name as a famous computer virus, but don't expect an old relic from the Golden Age like me to be able to hack. This is the first time I'm seeing people say they're useless with such confidence. Fine, I'll hack the system, but I'm not a support type, so I have to use more primitive methods. Hang in there till I get back. Relying on the special data from the scan, Lena finds a hidden node port in the lobby, and she takes out a specialized arrow from a quiver. This arrow contains a mini terminal, which she can utilize a construct's computing power to break through from outside. She plugs this arrow, which is connected to her frame, to the port. Instantly, a large amount of data swarms her mind. She focuses on processing these data shards, trying to find a point where her to penetrate through. Damn it, this frame. With Lena lost as an offensive asset, Zinka had to get Ayla and Trojan to shrink the defense area. But as Osu implies, the enemies will attack more frequently. As a commander, she can feel the continuous turmoil in Trojan's mind. Why do I feel like there's an increase in enemies? It's the system level 2 security protocol. It detected me trying to hack it through the port. Give me more time. Waves after waves of mechanic statues appear with no end in sight. They seem to have determined Lena to be the biggest threat, targeting their attacks at Lena, making it harder for Ayla and Trojan to defend. But honey can help. Lena! We're 11 o'clock. Enemies are heading over. Trojan hits the statue in the head with her tonfa, and she turns to warn Lena, but she's already at her limits trying to take care of these mechanoids in front of her, and cannot take on any more. Damn it! Just a bit more! Don't worry, I got you covered. What are you doing? Sinkari lunged toward the statue before Lena could finish his sentence. She's nimble as a prodigy. Her tentacle dagger slips out into her hand and she actively stabs the statue in his neck joint. The dagger emits an electromagnetic pulse, instantly demobilizing the statue. Not wasting a second, she turns and pounces onto another mechanoid, rapidly pulling the trigger and shooting directly into the statue's chest. Now eyeing two statues in a row of a surprising imposing manner, Sinka grits her teeth and shoots at nearby statues with her pistol. But even when the newest pistol with expanded magazines could have come a moment when it exhausts itself. Without a choice, she mashes her pistol into the memory shell of a statue in front of her. Its plaster face cracks, but the red glow of its eyes indicates that this sort of hit was not enough to take it out. Disc. Ah! Hello, hello, hello. I was not expecting a raid. I finally can test out my alert music. Welcome, welcome all to my story time with the #1 MIKU imposter, me. Just reading some good old story of PGR in the moment of action. Will our characters survive or will they die? There's only one way to find out. I was sleepy. Well, I guess that makes sense. Wow, I've been playing it since launch. I've been playing this game for 2 years. You could say I enjoy it. Just a bit. I'm just been trying to finish up the story of the next event that's gonna start in 5 days. And lately, I've been trying to make myself the PGR lore guy. I've made a few lore videos so far, but I need to make more. I'm a bit lazy on that aspect, but I do enjoy this Chinese game. And since one of you is asleep, it's not a bad idea to smash your head against the pillar and rest. Anyway, time to continue the story. Shveen. A howling spark shines in front of Zinka. An ice blue energy stream swipes past, blasting away the mechanoids in front of Zinka like a lawnmower. Ah, Nikkei! Funny enough, I've been playing Nikkei recently. Nikkei. Nikkei is gotta be one of the most depressing gacha games I have ever played. Well, especially on one character volume. Her assets are huge, especially Noah. There's some pretty big assets. Now, question Night. Who's your favorite Nikkei? Which girl in that game is your waifu? Ah. Well, I'm glad I managed to get it right. So it was a total guess. Ah. Oh, you like the cat maid privily? She's no longer a government dog. She's now a maid cat maid. But yeah, Lapis. Ah, yes, the hero. I assuming you like Lapis after her story where she had to, well, deal with fighting without her nymph. Hmm. Well, yeah, they definitely did a lot of stuff with her character. Hmm. I just recently finished that chapter. The fact they even had their own animation and music for that chapter is pretty ridiculous. The music in Nikkei is far too good for what that game is. It could say it's technically a Kuma game, but the music, the model, the designs, all pretty damn cool. Yeah, yes. Mantis Squad is pretty good. Apart from, well, I would say the most questionable member of Mantis Squad would be Maxwell. Especially with her Bond story you do with her. Hmm. Imagine being groomed by a woman. Yeah, it's true. She is just having fun. Don't worry, Commander. She's just doing a bit of trolling. Oh dear. Actually, have you completed all the chapters in Nikkei? Oh, okay, yep. It's pretty much, yeah, pretty much the end. Chapter 26. Should had seen her Dennis stream. She kept talking about her lack of chest size and that she's a sheep. Okay, that's a bit of a difference. She's a goat. I wouldn't say she's not that much lacking. She isn't. Ah, I think she's just being overly conscientious at the moment. Dana is another VTuber I know. Well, we know. Hmm. No worries. Sleep well. Smash your head against the pillow. Relax, and have good dreams. And take care in the future. As long as I can touch it and have fun. Thanks, Daddy. No worries, kitten. I like my kitten to be able to sleep all night. I care how small. Oh boy. There is something I want to say about that DJ, but I will not say that over stream. Because that what I want to say is a bit of too much personal details. Well, like I said, it's personal. Do you really want me to say it over stream? Alright. I can DM. Alright. Now you know. Now you know why I didn't want to say that over stream. Yep. 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 Of course, Catbox knew. Uh, he figured it out a while ago. Now you should also understand why it's been a while since me and her actually made any streams or videos together. Anyway, enough about the past. Bruh. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, enough about the past. Uh, it would be more flexing if it continued. A howling park shines in front of Zinka, an ice blue energy stream swipes past, blasting away from the mechnoids in front of Zinka like a lawnmower. Not far away, the muzzle of Ayla's gun is sizzling with white smoke, indicating that the energy blast was shot from it. Why didn't you take that out earlier? Well, this is my last resort, because it was made according to the blast hammer, that of a Senke. I didn't know if it would work or not. Karina insisted that I did this function when I was brainstorming this new frame. I really should thank her when we get back. The Bleam Blade flickers, as if this one hit was used up all the stored up energy. Alright, and disarm! Just as Lena announced this, the blowing alarm finally stops, and the remaining statues cease their attacks. Zinka, are you alright? Ayla half kneels and extends her hand to Zinka, helping her up. Yes, I'm fine. Sorry, I didn't expect them to suddenly attack us like that, and I panicked. It's not your fault. They seemed pretty normal at the beginning. I don't recall us doing anything that could have enraged them. I didn't think we triggered the alarm. Or was this a trap set by the mechnoid called Zaventus? At least, Ayla studies the scattered statue pieces on the ground. After a series of fierce battles, this meticulously designed space is now in ruins. Spending so much effort in creating this museum, just letting it get destroyed as a battlefield to get rid of intruders? Just as she gets lost in deep thought, a small wave of quaking can be heard from behind. What in the world were you thinking about there? Why did you protect me? Usually calm and collected Lena is now furiously shouting at Zinka. What if you get seriously injured? Why should the constructs be connected to you then? Her eyes clouded by a complicated haze, as if what she's seeing is not Zinka who's standing in front of her, but a past memory she does not dare to recall. You're not a newbie on their first mission. Do you not possess this bit of common sense? Even if I get injured, I just have to change my parts and get fixed. If I die here, you can still lead the remaining members to this And if I die here, you can still lead the remaining members to finish the mission. But you, the core of the squad, is their commandant. Did the FOS not teach you the survival rate of a squad without a commandant?
Why did you respond to the squad SOS signal? We should focus on the battle on the front lines. Don't you know to weigh the pros and cons before making decisions as a commandant? That squad is standing deep within enemy territory. It's a suicide mission. Your job is to stabilize our minds with your mind beacon. Tactics? What kind of tactics can someone can has never set foot in a war come up with?
I admit that my actions were rash. As the commandant, I should prioritize my own safety, because on the battlefield, the commander is the construct's lifeline. But in our case, just now, protecting you was the priority, because without you hacking the systems, the battle would have been prolonged, and we would have been even more of a disadvantage. That was my judgment of the situation as the commandant.
Lena relaxes her fists and sighs defeatedly.
I apologize for my outburst. It's partly my fault as a scout for not being able to predict this situation. Let's not waste any more time here and move on.
As if running away from something, Lena leaves the lobby through the exit on the side. Let's go. Virgin pats Sync on the shoulder before following after Lena.
I think she was right about your safety. I know.
The doors open and unbinds once more. Compared to how they entered without Ford last time, the four of them are much more cautious.
Hiss.
The metal walls are covered in a thin layer of frost. Trojan lightly knocks it with her weapon and inspects the shard that had fallen to the ground.
Nothing unusual about this. It's just frozen due to the low temperature. Looks like the theme here is Winter Wonderland.
After inspecting the area, they find a refrigeration unit as expected.
There's no control panel, so we have to shut it down by force. By force, you mean?
Lena draws her bow and aims for the air outlet.
Stop! Please stop!
A hoarse voice suddenly yells out. Lena immediately changes her target and aims toward the original origin of the voice. Please, don't break that device. It destroyed the exhibits in the museum. The four members of the Iris Orbit finally take a look at the mechanoid that confronted them. Don't hurt me. I'm just the messenger. As to authenticate its identity, the mechanoid crouches down and parts on its body start to expand. It slowly builds a device they have never seen before, and a light flashes on top of it. The light slowly forms into a human shape, or more precisely, it looks like a hologram of a human.
Greetings, guests from Babylonia. The voice is not emitted from the device, but the speaker's in the exhibition hall. Hello, who are you? I am the city's temporary administrator. I am responsible for the operation of mechanoids in this city. And then those statues? Those are security guards who protected these exhibition halls. It was not my intention to attack you. What do you mean? Mr. Administrator, let me introduce myself. I am Cervantes. And you must be Ayla. Cervantes' hologram stops in front of Ayla and speaks her. You know me? You can say that. Since you're standing here, that means part of my plan succeeded. Part of your plan succeed? Wait, the signal General Wells mentioned? No need to fret. I just wanted to invite you to the city as guests. Was that the welcome committee just now? You guys sure are passionate. Cervantes does not explain, nor does he seem to want to explain. He continues staring into Ayla's eyes before glancing to the other members. That really is. Cinco quietly sneaks over to Lena's side as Cervantes keeps sizing them up. Lena, can you determine where he really is? If you give me the robot, then I'll be able to retrace where he's sending the signals from. However, as they are plotting in whispers, Cervantes suddenly directs the conversation to them. Sorry, but please refrain from doing that. I come in peace, of course. I wouldn't ask you to trust me completely. The situation of the city is currently a bit complicated, although I do not disapprove of it. Cervantes, if you really mean us no harm, then please answer our questions honestly. What is your plan? Under the brim, the pair of red eyes look over Taylor. As if in contemplation, Saventus only speaks after a while. For now, I just hope for you to enjoy the exhibitions in this museum. Especially you, Ayla, of the WGA. Me? Ayla is stunned by his unexpected answer, just as she's about to ask more in depth. Saventus already answered her. Look at that as a request from a fellow artist. I'm buried all that I've seen, lost and experienced here, and that of what the city named Constella, an unfinished city that only exists in a fantasy, had experienced the end of the Golden Age. I'm sure the WGA is interested in this. I hope that you can give me an answer after seeing everything. Also, I want to see how well the squad can operate. It can be truly a valuable experience. Now, please follow this Mechnoid and enjoy the exhibition. With that, Saventus' hologram disappears, leaving them an empty exhibition hall and the Mechnoid who was reconstructing itself. Please follow me. Follow you? Is this a joke? Wait. Let's do as he says for now. Are you serious? One of the reasons for the founding of Iris Hub is to retrieve information about the Golden Age civilization. If what Saventus says is true, and he knows what happened to Constella, then we need the information from him. If we don't do as he says, it may lead to bloodshed like earlier again. We are already not a squad specialized in battle. We should act carefully. And these exhibitions look quite interesting. There's need for further investigation. But is everyone at the WGA like this? But if this is what Commander and Captain decide, then I don't object. We just have to be careful. Oh, is that the replica of the largest Moses-class iceberg from Murmansk port back at the Golden Age, or...? Before Lena could even finish a sentence, Ayla's attentions are already fully captivated by the exhibits in the hall. Wait, Ayla, we need to maintain information. Let's be the ones on guard and leave the investigating to them. Lena pinches the bridge of her nose as she tries to soothe this headache induced by the recklessness while she follows them. Winter landscape. Guide, please follow me. Whole of the Arctic Roots units are bigger than I expected. Stay sharp. Let's just follow it. Oh. The Arctic Circle, the ball of Earth, the coldest place in the Golden Age, the Arctic Route Union completely conquered it. And it's not gonna let me to read these texts. Won't get along with that kid. Just original. Alright. Alright. Data recorded. Comparing data, battle power is 24.36% above the expected value. Speculated reason, the leading construct's performance was further enhanced in the Arctic Core's environment, preparing to phase 2 of the test, starting now. A military Mechnoid this time, huh? Now, I call this a challenge. Explosion. What is she, Megamine from Konosuba? Well, he's already dead. Data recorded, comparing data, calculation error. If the induction failed, a total of 28 mismatches with previous simulation result has been found. Has the Arctic Route Union been finding these bionics all along? Analysis failed. Analysis failed. This isn't quite right. Did the failed analysis trigger the highest level of battle power test system? Highest level, huh? Guess we shouldn't hold back then. Let's go. That's gonna punish them all. Let's go Serpent. Data recorded. Have defeated 4 waves to Bionics. Your performance is better than 69.2% of Mechnoid visitors. Speculated reasons. Analysis declined. Test over. Granting access to the hall. Restoring acceptance for test purpose. Dear visitor, I certainly invite you to explore this hall. Once you've finished, you can come to me anytime so you can take you to the second section of this hall. Finally, it's over. Let's check out the hall before entering the next stage. Bionic B003. Production date 2091, the 7th of the 22nd. Service time 30 years. These things have been in service for over 30 years. Jeez. Cycle log military bionic found among scrapped machines in the Arctic root units abandoned Wehrmacht military industrial base. As a mechanoid without logical circuit capable of deep learning, it's designed solely for strategic attacks. Order, obedience, discipline, violence, subdual. Was how the Arctic root achieved unification? Production date unknown. Service time unknown. Recycle log bionics after the huge tide. Their memory shows are completely broken and cannot be fixed. Embrya, the forest scars, Usenids, and Babylonia. Bionic SO79. Production date 2100, 12th of the 10th. Service time unknown. Recycle log bionic found in ruins, modified from Snow Owl. That was originally designed for military reconnaissance purpose, but to be robot pet for kids. It said that humans would put flowers in the muzzles, express desire for peace, but conflicts and meaningless behaviors. But it's rare to get more lore. The Babylonian task force commander, who played a big role in the Arctic Root Union incident, faced the first humanoid hybrid construct embryo of the human body. Hero of Babylonia Ascendants. Failed to analyze detailed data of that human. This replica of the combat suit the human wore during the battle in the Arctic. Why are we receiving exhibitions of stuff we've done before? Something very unexpected. No, Derek. Details unknown. Icebreaker. Production 2100, 1st to the 20th. Service time. Well, in the Arctic Ruins biggest Moses class icebreakers equipped with 2 RPNF 310 nuclear reactors. Capacity 80 persons, tonnage over 35,000 tons, load 100,000 tons. Well, that's pretty huge. That's definitely Russian. Russians make huge stuff. This is Fleming speaking. This will be Novel's final voyage. The Corrupted had destroyed almost half the engine room and did everything it could, but it's still leaking. In 3 days, Navel will be lost forever. Ha. Fortunately, all those who are in love with her will go down together. The first mate said there would be an Aura Wara tonight. I hear whale songs around. I'll get everyone on deck to witness our ending. May the Arctic Root Union live forever. Head deep into the hole. Understood. It's getting wet. Ready. Now I really want to make a PGR timeline. So I would say all these events happened in the 22nd century. Even as a puppet, you still know who's the strong one. Let's end this. Where did they get all these events from 2 years ago? This is like the first PGR event, which I remember too fondly of, which I played a lot. Alright. I expected it to do more damage on there. But I've fought this boss tons of times. I probably fought this boss about at least 50 times. I probably should check after this mission. Alright. Oh, you're not dead. That's a shame. There we go. Why not? Alright. That was it. You finally won! The blade of Ayla's gun lance flashes past and Rosetta's huge body finally falls. No, not Rosetta. My girl. Singer holds the empty grenade gun. Her body quivers due to exhaustion. A weapon box. You were carrying all this time. This is what it was in it? An ammo for Ayla's weapon, the spare arrows for Lena. I only brought this gun just in case, since I'm more familiar with this kind of weapon. It wouldn't have worked earlier when we were inside, but I'm glad it was able to help now. I'm impressed that you would identify its behavioral pattern so quickly. If it wasn't for your plan, this wouldn't have been a tough fight. Oh no. It's only because Rosetta is in Babylonia. I had the honor of meeting her a few times when I was training under Vanessa. Humanoid hybrid constructs are still very rare nowadays, so I had recorded down all of her information about the data. A classic valedictorian thing to do. Rosetta is someone who can fight against the strongest ascended alpha. Even though this is not the real thing, it's still very overwhelming. That mechanoid really is something to be able to make this look exactly like the real deal. I still don't understand why he made a replica in the first place. But if we need a representative for the Arctic Union themed exhibition, then Rosetta is the most suitable. I'm wary of technology he possesses, although I've never seen the real Rosetta in action. The supposter showed some quite destructive power and took care of those statues earlier. It only has to go against that. He not only reconstructed the whole city, he also possesses the bound of data of Babylonian constructs and the technology to recreate it all. Exploding orders to Babylon just to use Constella's bait to have the LGA send members over to investigate? I don't know. There's too little for us to conclude right now. At least, as he said, he doesn't wish to harm us. Now we can only do as he said and explore these gifts. This feeling like being led on a wild goose chase is a bit unpleasant. Well, the road is always rocky in the way to fight the final boss. That aside, I think we cooperated pretty well just now. Zinka's commanding is more calm than before too. That helped quite a bit. I'll give her a 5 out of 10. Don't let it get to her head. From afar, Lena returns to the others after inspecting the area. It's commendable that she thought of using specialized electromagnetic shells to restrict the enemy's movement. But if it hadn't worked, or if it was not created completely according to Rosetta's original data, that would have exposed yourself to danger. You could have used me for a remote restriction, increasing the battle's efficiency. Ah, I found something interesting. Without waiting for Sinker to react, Lena throws something over to Ayla. What's this? Ayla opens her hand and a small data chip lays in her palm. The silver-white chip shines like the fake snow on the ground.
According to my scan results, this chip should have memory data on it. You can read it with the port us constructs have. This is Saventus? Looks like this is the thing he said he left behind. There may be valuable information on it. Then she should decide who reads it. The three of them all look in the same direction. Alright, I'll do it. So look at Ayla. It's all up to you, Captain. What can be seen in his eyes? Hey, Carl, wake up! Carl! That kills people! Just reminds me of llamas with hats. Voice command detected. Exiting sleep mode. Visual module reconnected. Data change detected. Automatically generating log according to protocol. Confirming. World time synchronized. 23 a.m. 0023 a.m. UTC +4. Personality simulation online. Load complete. Saving data in text form. Yesterday was the 23rd day since we left Murmansk port. According to the plan, the Moses class icebreaker naval left Ballard Shaft. Baron Shaft? That's that is around the Arctic Circle. That's how north is that? Is that that's north of Norway. Baron Shaft. Oh, the Barents Sea, which is yeah, it's the sea between Russia and Norway. Barents left Barents Shaft on the 22nd day and entered the border of the Greenland Sea and the Norwegian Sea. I'm impressed. PGR's starting to use real life locations. Any more details? After periodically ingesting... Oh, this is actually pretty good for me since I want to be the lore guy. I need this information. After periodically ingesting diphenhydramine, Michael's condition of seasickness has improved. It is the 7th time he has tried to paint on the decks. He persisted for 30 minutes this time, but ultimately had to stop due to the strong wind. In the evening, Captain Fleming caught a cod that weighs 2 pounds and enjoyed sashimi together with Michael. Michael. Daily alcohol consumption is 23% of the doctor's recommended amount. I received a verbal promise that when trying to stop Michael from consuming more, but according to the past 6 months, there's an 89% chance that he will not keep his promise. 16:47 p.m. UTC +4. Michael went back to his room to sleep 21 minutes later than his average sleep time. Recording complete. Releasing cache. Restarting log mode. Good morning, Michael. This is not usual waking time. Is there an emergency? Ha ha ha. Of course it's an emergency. We're about to venture to the target sea area. The captain says the weather will be good for the next few days. Everyone's excited. You look very hyper, Michael. I was still missing the lands a few days ago, but now my love is for the sea. Humans are really fickle, aren't we, Carl? 3 months ago, you said it would stab your eyes with a pencil if you had to watch another one of those rubbish films by UC Entertainment. 2 weeks later, you secretly went to see the premiere of Beyond the Wild by yourself. I think this supports your idea. The main character wasn't that good, but there was a little boy in one of the supporting roles who blew us away with his acting. Wait, how do you know I went to watch it? I thought I hid it from you. Different from humans, we droids have more ways to obtain information. If the need arises, I can find out everything about you.
Haha, I guess that's true. You always remember everything. Come, Carl, let's go to the decks. Mikhail pats his assistant on the shoulder, treating him like an old friend like he has for the past 10 years. The sun still did not risen above the horizon yet when they push open the cabin doors, but what appears in front of them is not pitch black darkness as they are now near the Arctic Circle, but a faint aurora dancing across the skies before the dawn comes. A lot of crewmates are already on deck. Today is the resting day on the Aurora, a whole day of freedom. The Vikings used to think auroras were rays of light reflected from the goddess's Valkyrie's armor. They called it God's skirt. The aurora is believed to lead the souls of the dead warriors to Valhalla, where they would bask in eternal glory. This is an old myth passed on for generations, way before the establishment of the Arctic Route Union. Even now, a lot of people in the Union still believe it's true. What about you, Carl? What do you think the aurora represents? Magnolia does not believe in religion, so naturally he does not believe there is a palace of gods above the auroras. It is merely a reaction brought by plasma molecules, a visual effect caused by the ionization of molecules in the upper sphere when solar wind is crushed by the Earth's magnetic field. No matter how magnificent or mysterious something is in the eyes of humans, after understanding the mechanics behind it, it no longer retains its fascination. I don't know what kind of answer you're expecting, Mikkel. He knows Mikkel. This artist has a personality that stands out even in the society he's in. Mikkel would not be asking this expecting an explanation on auroras are formed. There's no really an answer. I'm expecting to hear, Carl. I just think this would be a good fuel for your paintings. If you're a critic like me, would you want to paint this scene? I'm not sure, Mikkel. As long as I download the relevant learning modules, I can use deep learning to master all drawing techniques, imitate the strokes of all famous painters, and even combine these skills to create paintings of auroras that no one has ever seen before. Yet, just as you disapprove of the mechanoids currently in art, that is not true creating, is it? Imitation and copy cannot birth new things, but that doesn't mean mechanoids are limited to that. I look forward to the day when mechanoids create real art, but it may be too long for a wait for someone as old as me. Mikkel, please don't be pessimistic about your health situation. You still have a lot you want to do, a lot that you will do. You're even responsible for designing that city. It will become your greatest work. This may just be selfishness of an artist. Sometimes I feel I just don't want to let go of the brush. But thanks to that, I'm still fighting to live longer. Alright, I still have things I want to do, and I'll do. Heck, it's not why we're on this ship in the first place. I'm sure you'll be able to return satisfied from this trip. Carl lowers his head, as if praying for his master. Look, Carl, something's coming. Pointing out the sea, Mikhail suppresses excitement and whispers to Carl. Carl's eyes do not capture anything abnormal. Unlike humans, Magnoids do not possess intuition or sixth sense. They don't know what it feels like to have premonition. He remains silent. His logical circuits cannot cover how he got the same conclusion as Mikhail. Ignoring all the original rules of coding, the deck quiets down as the crewmates all hold their breaths and their hands freeze mid-air while holding their alcohol. Like the first cry of the world, a huge black-white silhouette jumps out of the water. Humpback whale. Huge waves are stirred by the whale, splashing onto Carl and Mikhail, as all the crewmates on the deck. The crewmates cheer vigorously, their drinking leer, singing sea shanties from the Viking times, celebrating the scene as they witness under the auroras of dawn. After the Arctic Route Union was founded, all whale hunting activity was banned around the world, and the people devised a new rule. Whales became a new nautical guardians. Every time people see a whale, they celebrate to commemorate the encounter. Carl, do you know why whales leap out of the water? About that, there's no definite biological explanation yet. Maybe it is for communication, or is it part of their respiration cycle? There are those people who think they get rid of parasites this way. I do know why humans celebrate it like this. I cannot fully comprehend the psychological reasons behind this action, but I think it may be similar to the feeling when people see the aurora. When did you learn to be ambiguous, Carl? Mikhail smiles meaningfully at Carl. Carl once again finds himself unable to analyze Mikhail's current feelings. What we see is the world, but ourselves. We think we're observing the world around us, but in truth, we're all merely looking at ourselves. Ourselves? What did you see, Carl? Was it that you saw when the whale burst through the waters? I, I saw. Recording stopped. The memory daughter finishes playing. Ella opens her eyes and sees the other three looking at her with bated breath. Why is everyone so nervous? We are just worried that maybe construct viruses hidden in there, since it was left behind by the enemy. I didn't see you guys worrying before when you picked me to read it. Just as a precaution, that seaweed head mechnoid didn't look like someone who would use dirty tricks. But if something did happen, our reliable commandant would have been the first to dive into your mind to save you. Ayla, what did you see? Feel like it stopped at a very crucial moment. Then it tells the others what she saw. Although I had a feeling I didn't expect to actually see Mikhail from when he was still alive. This memory belongs to that mechnoid named Carl, although the name is different. If he is Cervantes, then that would explain how he found the city before humans did. If that is true, what happened to him in the past few decades that led him to appear in front of us like this? Creators like to express themselves through their art. What does Cervantes want to convey? Just because he saw a frightening battle and because he's seen the previous glory of the Arctic Route Union, so he wanted to record it down permanently? Do you have any idea, Adela? Nope. Although I currently don't have any ideas. Even though it was just a scene of a memory, and it seems through someone else's eyes, the huge shadow of the whale blocking the breaking of dawn. People breaking through the ice while singing head toward the tip of the world. The ruins of the naval suddenly stands on top of the man-made ice. They may not be replicas at all, but actual pieces the ocean liner had been on. The Arctic Route Union's last line of defense, the centaur galloping on the snowfields. She attacked the white-haired construct countless times and became a dome that sheltered everyone when the cave collapsed. A replica has been put here as the last guardian of these images of the past. What he's thinking about maybe be surprising simple. What do you mean? It's just a feeling, nothing for sure. Well-planned musical would put its dramatic plot twist in the very end. All the reviews before the end did not hold water. This museum is Cervantes' art. We have to see at least in full before jumping to conclusions. This is not only out of respect for the creator, since he wants something from me who belongs to the WGA, then I have to respond to him in the WGA way. His exploration leads to him to a dead island. In a pitch black hole, a meticulously decorated knight armor is placed in the center of the room. Under the thick visor of the lifeless armor, light flashes directly into its consciousness of its own. It continues to emit this incomprehensible white noise. If it is a snoozing beast waiting for someone to open its cage. The tack-turned construct stands alone in the edge of the tower. He looks down to the surrounding buildings, yet his eyes are not looking at anywhere specific. Even though he gave his all to reconstruct his city, he does not care for it at all. Oh, bloody hell, I gotta follow. Welcome to the peace-loving race. Hello. Those are very wise words indeed. truly the wisdom of the ages. Which is what all men strive to do. Hello, and welcome to my stream. Where I'm just, well, essentially doing a story. The game I'm currently playing is Punishing Grey Raven. I'm currently going through the story in preparation for the next event, where they're gonna continue the next chapter of the story. So far, this story is all about artists. If you're someone who draws, you'll probably get something out of this. If someone who isn't, well, you can come along for the ride. And also, thank you for the follow. I'm not used to getting followers, but my follow count is slowly increasing. I'm surprised I have this many followers for such a scrub streamer myself, who only streams about twice a week. In a human civilization, there's an emotion called homesick. People develop special feelings for the place they were raised in, and when they are away from that place, those emotions get amplified. As the Mechnoid is assembled and activated in a city, I think it makes sense for me to stay here. But he is different. I do not understand the art he is obsessed about, but since we are now back to this place after all this time, it means the duty we must fulfill is coming to an end. Why does he still look lost? Looking at his figure, this question sometimes comes up in my memory shell. It should not be something I should worry about. Cervantes? Is something the matter, Dulcina? Cervantes, you requested for everyone to refrain from going onto the streets for the time being, but some Mechnoids are not satisfied by this. As far as I know, a few Mechnoids have already snuck out of your designated safe areas to create. I'm not their actual administrator. They have the right to do as they please. Don't worry, I have a backup plan. Now is just not the time for it yet. For once this is over, I'll lead all the Mechnoids who are willing away. I don't understand, Cervantes. The church has technology that can make this city undetectable to all humans. Not only to follow the church, Constella is a natural habitat for Mechnoids. When you left the Church of Machina I came here all those years ago, you spent a few years' time to create an environment suitable for us. Yet now you invite Babylonia here. Why? The city is just a shell. It doesn't represent anything. Mechnoids, however, have infinite time. We can always recreate another city that is exactly the same down to the last pebble. And due to the emergence of the Hetrick Tower, it's only a matter of time before humans find the city. On top of that, the Sage Machiner is back. There's no reason for us to stay here any longer. Cervantes, you didn't answer my question. Why willingly expose yourselves to the humans of Babylonia? Why retrieve that tragic creation of humans? That thing is a product of human will. It showed me some things I didn't notice before, which is why I kept it. And mostly, how should I put it? All of this is finding an answer. An answer? I've been to lots of places over the years and witnessed the actions of humans after the outbreak of the punishing virus. The International Space Station, Adelaide Coulomb, the underground cavern of City 75, Puglia Forest Park, Imperial, Lunar Base, the Red Tide. Even though they never united, even though there are conflicts every time, even though they all have different ideas and goals. From a lot of Mechnoids of the Church, humans are weak and hopeless, contradictory and incomprehensible. But they can always turn a crisis around at crucial moments, creating unexpected miracles. That includes things that cannot be calculated. It includes something that I can explain with words. I'm trying to find the reason that leads to these results. But all my efforts have ended in failure.
Until the Hedgehog Tower was reversed, I fully confirmed this and accepted it. Since I cannot find the answer as a mechnoid, why not ask the humans who already have the answers? Us mechnoids, we excel in recreation, not discovery.
But what makes you think the humans will do as you wish?
No, they will at least. That person from the WGA will. She will prove to me the results of their hard work of many years.
Scanning finished. Data model reading complete. Finding the most suitable route. Spooner. This way.
On the empty streets, white female construct walks together with a theophropic construct.
Spooner? Hakama stops when her comrade does not reply.
Nothing. This place is very impressive. Well, it is a city from the Golden Age, so even just a part of it will be recreated quite accurately.
Are you in awe and jealous of your senior's achievement as a successor?
You really like to hit where it hurts recently. Is this Zero's bad influence?
Compared to before, I think my apathetic abilities have increased, so I'm currently testing it. So, was I right?
I think you should look up what apathetic really means.
Contained anomalies. Are you currently playing Lotomony Corp?
But I have to admit that Magnoid Cervantes really is something else. I started painting halfway through my life, so I'm nowhere as skilled as him.
Tower was responsible for all construction work within the church, but that was before you joined. He was one of the earliest Magnoids to join the church, with Magician and Hierophant as his peers. Church and Machina only started truly form after Arcana found them. In human speech, he is an OG member of the church.
So the sage wanted us to bring Cervantes back to the church?
Nah, the sage said she needs to gather all scattered comrades for the path she believes in. Other than Tower, there are still moon, stars, justice, and a lot more people for us to find. Together with the new ally Nanami, it's bound to awaken our expedition just starting.
You mean that Kulong Mechnoid has been kept in the church for years? Don't know if she has regained consciousness yet or not.
She will, and under the sage guidance, we will be united.
She raises her head, looking over the windmill tower not far away.
Let's go to finish the mission she gave us, and to welcome our wandering friend home.
Hid in the shadows in the corner. You mean?
You mean those two just now aren't the members of Babylon you mentioned?
Girl with her figure mostly hidden by clothes stands next to her Mechnoid. After listening to his whispers, and wondering looking girl lowers her head in contemplation and mumbles to herself.
Babylonia. Now, where have I heard that before? And Ayla, did they come for it, or? But since the music has sounded, the curtains have been pulled. It would be rude for an audience to leave halfway, right?
Las Menas. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
Wow!
No matter how many times she's seen Kulong, she's still stunned by its magnificence every time. A city engulfed by rainbow-colored light, sparks flashing from numerous buildings. Even when its mini exhibition vision is still breathtaking. On the other side, a large ship slowly appears in the projected water. On the ship are the shadows of people, never dimming lights and faint singing voices. Or flexible and simultaneous make. Fastly Kampf goeth at the pluck of digits 10. How transist its flutter?
That is the Niter. I can't believe Serpentis was able to create both Kulong and the Niter. But this land, we have to separate into two groups and visit different exhibition halls? But Zika looks from left to right indecisively. On her left, Ayla is staring at the exhibition hall in front of her, eager to rush in, while Trojan is standing there without expressing much interest. On her right, Lena holds onto her bone, mindlessly cleaning it. Her gaze and look wanders over to Trojan and Sinka. Lena? Something the matter? No, nothing. Her gaze drops as she continues to wipe the non-existent dust off her bow. So, how should we divide? Any suggestions, Ayla? As the only member of the LBGA, is the one who understands the verses the most, which is why Singer asks Ayla. Huh? Me? Brought back to her senses by Singer's voice, Ayla turns with her arms folded and looks at her teammates who are in different mentalities. According to my understanding of Kulong and the Niter, Kulong should be the main route, while the Lin should be the side quest. From the experiences before, I can see that Savannah's put a lot of thought when creating these exhibitions. We prioritize authenticity. So why don't Trojan and I visit the Kulong exhibition, and Sinkalina can check out the Niter? Trojan is not here at her best due to frame issues, but she can balance out my inexperience. While Lena has both experience and power, so you can familiarize yourself with Sinka. What do you think, Sinka? I think that is sensible, right, Lena? Lena frowns, not exactly satisfied with this grouping. She purses her lips and unconsciously tightens her grip on her weapon. On a personal level, she does not want to deepen her connection with this overly young commandant. Rash, youthful, and all talk with no action. She's no good with this kind of people, but her gaze lingers on Trojan for a second before quickly averting it. A dated frame from Chrono in the mysterious past. Lena? It's nothing. Lena lowers her gaze as if to hide. I do not object. I'll go over the night with commandant. Then it's settled. Ayla and Trojan will go to the Kulong exhibition, while Lena and I will investigate the Niter exhibition, and we'll reconvene here. Just a heads up. After confirming the assembly point, Sinko and Lena head off first to the Niter exhibition hall, and Lena seems to be explaining something to Sinko on the way. Between the two of them, Trojan asks uncertainly, are those two really gonna be fine? What could possibly happen? What if, like in the exhibition hall before the McNoyd's battle, the two of them get into an argument? I thought you would suggest for me to pair up with Sinka while you buddy up with Lena. I think you're overthinking. We're all on the same team anyway. We have to get to know each other, and one day we'll be close enough. So no need to ignore the relationship between those two. Ah, there are carvings on the window up ahead. Is that the legendary Agent Kulong window frame patterns? Ella runs over excitedly. Trojan glances over in the direction of Sinko and Lena once more, before following Ayla deeper into the exhibition. Do not skip. Oh no. The Kulong wall dance is the worst wall dance in the world. Alright, let's go. This is surely perfect in its aesthetic and practical aspects. I had some prior knowledge of Kulong's traditional arts, but this is way more exhilarating in practice. Exhilarating? More like nerve-wracking to me. We should be set now. Where shall we start? Let's check out the projection. Maybe we'll find something new. Introduction. Welcome to Kulong Hall. You will find the essence of art culture of Kulong. This hall showcases a variety of unique Kulong artifacts, including traditional calligraphy, ancient mythical relics, and traditional music and dance instruments. You can also interact with me to watch the traditional Kulong musical and dance performance. Wish you a pleasant experience in this hall. Singing. Unfortunately, unable to perform this due to damaged voice components. Umbrella dance. You're about to watch umbrella dance, a martial art dance known for its graceful moves. Enjoy. That was quick. Oh no, it's still going. Gujing performance. Gujing is a unique classical Kulong musical instrument. Enjoy. Gujing. Not actually playing the instrument, but doing the motions anyway. Scan visitor. Scanning your traits and generating a description of you in ancient Kulong language. 5 from Ascend, swans with flight. Like dragons soaring celestial light, thy splendor rivals autumn's golden hue. Thy grey outshines. Alright, there's even a chance to read it all. Pat. Law for behavior. Defense program activated. Well, I guess I shouldn't go panning. Alright people, word of advice, never pat a hologram. Alright. Alright, that happened. Features Kulong's legendary creature, the Azure Dragon. The Azure Dragon is the god of the east among Kulong's 4 spirit animals who protects Kulong on its east. Take a shot every time it says east. You're not my dad. White Tiger Scroll. Features Kulong's legendary creature, the White Heart Snake Tiger. Oh yeah, you're gonna pan it so hard it's gonna summon machines to fight against you. The White Tiger is the god of the west, among Kulong's 4 spirit animals who protects Kulong on its west. Vermilion Bird Scroll. Features Kulong's legendary creature, the Vermilion Bird. The Vermilion Bird is the god of the south, among Kulong's 4 spirit animals who protects Kulong on its south. Black Tortoise Scroll. Features Kulong's legendary creature, the Black Tortoise. The Black Tortoise is the god of the north, among Kulong's 4 spirit animals who protects the north. Drum. I don't need explanation for a drum. The eye diagram shaped mirror. The eye diagram shaped mirror has been regarded as the Fang Shu lucky charm throughout Kulong's long history. The mirror consists of trigrams. What did Google do? What did Google do, DJ? The order of the east thunder, southeast wind, south fire, southwest earth, west river, northwest heaven, north water, northeast mountain. Interesting. Oh, okay. Yep. Pottery. Don't really need exploration on pottery. The unnamed halberd weapon. Halberd weapon that perfectly combines a spear and a dagger axe. Originally used as a ceremonial weapon. Later as a powerful weapon in Kulong. The exit dial locker and the exit is full Kulong's culture and elements. To open the door, rotate the elements and ensure they align correctly with their respective positions. Well, should be easy. Dragons in the east. And fire. What was fire? Fire south. Fire south. Dragon east. Oh, fire south. Sorry. Oh. Alright. Dragon. Fire south. Why it didn't work? Yeah, Dragon East. North Turtle, West Tigers. Oh. I don't know which symbol represents which. Oh, there we go. I know all those symbols are the elements. So, a Chinese character usually represents elements. Snow, ice, water, fire. Oh. Jeez, I'm getting my ass beaten. Alright, let's go. Oh. Let's go. There we go. Let's smash her up. Beat up Lady Shu. She has gone back up here. I think we can defeat them one by one. The two holes are related. Assuming we must defeat Shu Xiao at the same time. Alright, let's test the synergy of Iris Wobbler. Lena, you'll be our primary commander here. I'll sync our battle standards to your terminal, Ayla. Please adjust your tempo based on the live standards of our side. No problem. Alright. Oh, we're gonna meet him. Let's just keep fighting. Just keep fighting. Let's go. Ayla, now! Shoot at it! With a graceful flourish of her tonfas, Trojan dislodges the glaive from Zhu's grip, and Ayla executes the coup de grace. The sharp blade waves an elegant dance across the body of Zhu, delivering a weighty strike that is potent enough to render her immobilized. The wound opens up to expose the metallic intricacies which spin that sizzle and crackle of electrical sparks. As her vulnerability is laid bare, she's finally stripped of the facade of ease she once had. Impressive. It seems that the fight on the other side has ended as well. Visitors, the victory is in your hands now. She can talk? Visitors, do you find it peculiar that I possess the ability to engage in conversation? I thought you only could say those preset lines after all. You made a fair point indeed. I'm simply authentic imposter, in fact, perhaps even worse than that. I am merely granted a resemblance to the original, with an implanted personality appears plausible. I am nothing more than a counterfeit, created solely for the purpose of confirming to the impression of this peculiar exposition hall. I have never laid eyes upon the real Kulong. The only genuine connection I have with the place is through the physical materials used in constructing my body. Cervantes acquired them from Kulong in the pursuit of precision and intricate details. But are you aware you're not the shoe? Eh, that's not something you should discern right from the start. Initially, Onyx is a mere imitator tasked with reenacting a specific piece of history, performing a specific moment repeatedly. However, at some point, I sort of have this dream. It's a dream about a grand metropolis standing proudly by the sea, inhabited by a peaceful and prosperous people, and a supreme who vows to safeguard her land at any cost. That dream became a haunting phantom within my mind, compelling me to question my true identity. So what was the conclusion you drew? Nothing. I'm nothing than an empty vessel, a decorative stage, merely serving as a means rather than a purpose. Just like the dot of color on a canvas, not deserving any distinction and significance. Then why do you... If you're playing your role is all you want, why are you sharing this with us? You ask me why? Perhaps I simply seek an end to that endless dream. I deliberately introduced a flaw into this flawless face smile. Only in this way I'm able to pose a question as to who I truly am. A question that has haunted me for a long time and remains unanswered till this day. If you ever been to real Kulong, please tell me, what is the present life like for the people in Kulong? Does the city still revel in the splendor once enjoyed during the Golden Age? Is the Queen named truly a wise leader? What kind of future awaits Kulong under her guidance? I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I'm in a position to give you the answers. However, I know quite a few individuals from Kulong. From their perspective, it seems like Kulong is progressing in the direction anticipated. There were, are, and will be countless hindrances and adversities on that path, but the people of Kulong never speak of giving up, not even once. That's all I can tell you. I see. That would suffice. Congratulations, visitors. Hope you can provide the answer that gentleman seeks. With a smile, she extends her arm and places the data chip in Ayla's hand. Then she closes her eye in a solemn moment, accompanied by the sound of termination. This unnamed vessel ceases to move. Silently, Ayla accepts the object that the shoe bestows upon her in the final moments of her existence. Another fragment of Cervantes' memory data. May I be the one to read it this time too? Of course. Ayla nods and proceeds to insert the chip into the data port of her frame. Confirming world time synchronized. 2:47 AM UTC +8. Oh, we got a younger shoe. Mr. Carl, may I know where Mikkel is? Confirming. Question their identity. Leader of Kulwong. Confirming coordinates of Mikkel's location. Error. No transponder signal detected. New recording has been added to the message box. Play. I will be strolling around Kulong today. No need to look for me. From Mikkel. Verifying original schedule. Private meeting with the leader of Kulong. Operation error. Slight overload. Emotional module detected. Initiating self. Confirming level 2 emergency confirmed. Initiating search for solution. Conflict unable to active corresponding measures due to limited operation. Switching to emergency behavior mode. Initiating system soft reboot. Ah, alright. I had to use the tissue then. I regret to inform you that Mikkel is currently unavailable. It appears that he embarked on a sightseeing excursion within Kulong early this morning.
I take responsibility for not confirming the schedule with Mikkel in advance. Lady Shu, if this has resulted in any inconvenience or caused you any distress, I will personally discuss the matter with Mikkel to arrange appropriate compensation. That would be unnecessary. This wasn't seen as an official meeting anyway. No diplomatic affairs evolved. Furthermore, it was the views and the culture of Cologne that enticed Mikkel. As the leader of the city, I consider it a source of delight and honor. Thank you for your generosity, Lady Shu. However, now I have some rare free time away from my responsibilities, it would be far rather lonely to spend it all by myself. I've planned to discuss with Mikko on topics pertaining to art and culture. I presume you, as his assistant, have also been influenced by his expertise. I'm merely a Magnoid assisting Mikhail with trivial tasks in his life. I don't possess much understanding of human art. Is that so? Interesting. One of my family members holds a completely opposite opinion. He believes that Magnoids possess insights that run even deeper than those of humans. How about considering it as helping your master accompany his host for a casual conversation? I am delighted to be of service. He does not understand why you insist on running him for a talk, but given the present circumstances, he finds no choice to take reason to recline. Accompanied by Zhu, he strolls through the winding alleys and making his way toward a restricted complex located at the heart of the city. Zhu leads him to a towering structure, its viewing deck offering a breathtaking panoramic view of the entire Kulong. Welcome to the Kulong Sky Deck. For over millennia, the Astroverse Bureau of Kulong has diligently observed the stars here, shaping the very foundation of our calendars. I enjoy spending my leisure time here. The tranquility makes it an ideal place for deep thinking and meeting close friends. You can also see the entire Kulong from up here. As Karen follows Zhu's gaze forward, he is greeted by the sight of the city expanding like a chessboard, with streets adorned with paper lanterns and festoons to celebrate the upcoming new year. Even in the daylight, he can imagine the awe-inspiring view that will evolve after the sun sets. Observing the bustling streets, Carl makes an attempt to search for Mikhail among the crowds. However, the idea quickly dissipates in Ben within a fleeting moment. You have taught a lot to me along the way. From what I see, you are far from boring as you initially claimed. I am simply echoing what I heard from Mikhail. However, I'm glad to have had the opportunity to provide you with entertainment, Lady Shu. He's a talented theorist as well as a man of action. Constructing a city that emulates the splendor of the Golden Age is seen as an impossible mission by many. In his pursuit of completing this project, Mikhail has embarked on numerous journeys, exploring various locations and leaving no stone unturned. Do you believe he can complete? I always do. This is the first time you clearly stated your opinion on something, because Mikhail is always confident. Gazing calmly at Kulong below, Carl holds a magnificent city that exudes with vibrance and grandeur. Yet the vision Mikhail holds within his heart surpasses even this spectacle, leading Carl to comprehend why many view his goal as nothing more than an artist's futile dream. Lady Shu, may I ask you a question? Please, go ahead. Could you tell me, why does the city mean to Kulong? This is a rather intricate subject. I'm afraid a few words are far from enough to draw a definite conclusion. What have you to conclude with a few words? Testament. It serves as a testament to Kulong's existence. As long as the city stands, it instills hope within our people for the future of Kulong. The city of Kulong was erected a millennia ago, upheld by the sturdy pillars of our civilization. Throughout the ages, we have constantly added bricks and tiles to it, leaving behind tangible traces of our existence in this world. Tish, still not done with that hypocritical speech after all these years. From behind, Zhu and Carl rings an erogenous voice laced with a touch of disdain. Villa?
You're back from the Science Council. Why didn't you notice me ahead? Why would I report to you about my whereabouts? So you can arrange a grand reception, have everyone line up to give me a warm welcome? I simply didn't see the point in staying here any longer. Especially the current stage of Gistal's development has ended. I can achieve better work efficiency in my old studio here, though I find it disappointing that Kulong hasn't changed a bit, still as noisy and irritating as ever. Just when I thought I had finally found a place to escape from that dreadful chaos, you showed up here with a mechanoid? Unbelievable. Is it really that surprising to you that I'm conversing with a mechanoid filler? I have zero interest in whom you're talking. It's just Philip directs his gaze toward Clark's dark eyes, reflecting a blend of perplexity and doubt. It's an entirely rational creation. How did you manage to ask such a joke-like question? I don't understand what you mean. Cities are mere amalgamations of foul human connections distorted by pride targets that arise during the progress of inherently flawed human civilization. The extravagant facade is but a fleeting shadow in nature, corrupted from vanity and designed to deceive the gullible. As a mechanoid who measures the world using numbers, how is that you fail to perceive the true nature of the city through your calculations? I'm afraid the calculations required to sustain that theory demand an arithmetic module far more advanced than the one built within me. Forget it. Then, it would be utterly absurd for me to expect an adequate piece with an outdated model to meet my ideal standards. Villa, I suppose you succeed in constructing your ideal creation. How can you be certain that it will arrive at the same conclusion as you? Would you also find yourself disappointed if its calculations were to defy your expectations? That is meaningless of history. Villa, the angular young man, displays a frown and turns away in disdain, choosing to depart. Silently, Carl observes that Villa walks away. Still, Villa's opinion is not entirely unjust. There are far more things hidden underneath Coulong's ostentatious facade. If that's true, why don't you ever advocate for a superior societal model to replace the existing one? It's only natural for McNaught to seek the replacement of an old with a new, something new, I presume. In reality, there is a particularly intricate reason for not doing so, or rather, we don't require one. We simply made the choice to become what we are today. Recording stopped. Alright. I'm gonna end the stream for today, and oh, 15 out of 50. How many? How big is the story chapter? Well, I'm planning to stream again soon. Well, hopefully I'll be able to stream again tomorrow. No need to beat yourself up, Liv. No. I will plan to stream again tomorrow. Well, continue with the story. So you get to see more of Senpai. Well, I'm still, waiting on you, my Kohai. Then again, you will see more of me next time. And also, by the looks of it, you will definitely be seeing me again next week for more CK2 as we continue our, oh, not CK2, CK3 as we continue with the Elder Scrolls mod. And I will be streaming that as well. Anyway, thank you for coming, and I will be seeing you all next time. Good luck, and take care. And since I actually got 7 viewers, I can actually do a raid. Actually, let's, actually, check who is online. Since I'm doing VTubers, let's see what VTubers are online. Who doesn't have many views? Okay. How about this person? Let's do raid.
I swear to God, I saw her on the ship. Yeah, no, I remember her being on the
Alright.
ship because she was a stowaway.
Alright, you're hosting some views and do a raid. Let's go. Are you... Are you...
What? Oh. Wait, that's an option on Kick? I knew you could raid on Kick. Are you winning? And yes, it is a raid. I did not know you could raid on Kick. Wow. Hello. Welcome in, raiders. Alright, so we can't go in there yet. Ah, okay. You need 5 viewers to raid and Kick. That makes sense. I know on Twitch people raid with like 1 viewer in attempts for people to follow people on Twitch. Kick is wonky. Kick is kind of wonky. There's some settings that I wish existed. You know, tags. Maybe give us all of our games instead of having to shove me in the VTuber category. I mean, I'm a VTuber, but like, I'm playing. I want to put the game down that I'm playing. Apparently, you can raid on Kick if you have 5 viewers. I might leave Twitch too. The issue, well, I mean, I'm gonna get hit by the ship. Ow. You, what? Excuse me? Oh, well, I'm stuck. Ramming speed! Ugh. Gonna friggin' ram me in the docks, will you? Yar, we be boarding your ship. Pull over. Anyways. See, Veda, the issue with Kick, though, is obviously you are gonna start over if you go to Kick. And there is a lot less options to get noticed on Kick. Because like when I go live on Kick, like this game, Tales of Eternia doesn't exist for a category. I can't put down what game I'm playing. Actually, do any of the Tales of Destiny? Tales of Destiny. Why does Tales of Destiny exist, but Tales of Eternia doesn't? What the hell? And you can't do any tags either. I stream Kick because I have poor latency on Twitch and hard to get views on YouTube. I mean, that's fair. I stream on Kick because I'm getting kicked off Twitch because I live in South Korea. I do stream on YouTube also, but YouTube's gonna be my main home once I'm done on Twitch. Yeah. But anyway, welcome in, Raiders. My name is Shinny. I'm a variety streamer. I play a lot of different games. We play JRPGs. We play things like Lethal Company, Left 4 Dead 2. I play comfy, cozy games where we murder turkeys. I do collabs on the weekend. I'm supposed to be switching to God Eater 3 here in 1 hour's time, but I don't know if anyone's gonna be alive for it. We will see. If by chance that collab falls through, we'll find something else to do. We played through a lot of JRPGs. We played a lot of classics. Xenogears, Phantasy Star 1 through 4, Grandia. I'm thinking in my head right now. You find Tales of Destiny 2 on Kick. But the thing is, so the problem with that is Tales of Destiny 2. If I put Tales of Destiny 2 in, I'm going to get the actual Tales of Destiny 2, which is the sequel to Tales of Destiny, because this game has a cursed history. So if you lived in North America, you know the game I'm playing as Tales of Destiny 2. But there is actually a Tales of Destiny 2 that never left Japan. I'm pretty certain it never left Japan. Hold on, let me double check that. Tales of Destiny 2. Yeah, it never left Japan. Yeah, so there is two Tales of Destiny 2 games. What we are playing right now could be called Tales of Destiny, or Tales of Destiny 2, but it's not. It's Tales of Eternity. Actually, the funny thing is, so